All right, the Triple Crown News Minute on Monday of Derby Week is presented by Kentucky Equine Research. They've been doing years of studies on nutrition to counteract the effects of Lasix. Very interesting stuff. Find out more coming up. I'm Scott Jagow along with Chelsea Hackbarth. It's Monday of Derby Week, as I said, and tomorrow is the draw. And also tomorrow, the final installment of the Derby 20 comes out. Chelsea's been doing that for the last few weeks. So Chelsea, drum roll please, who's on top of your Derby 20?
You absolutely have to put Omaha Beach on top. He's done nothing wrong. He won dog fights in his last 2 races. He looks great on the track. He hasn't turned a hair at all the media attention. In fact, he seems to be enjoying it. You have to put him on top. That said, it's still a really wide open race.
Yeah, I agree. So let's talk about some of the contenders that aren't getting as much attention. Let's start with one you don't like that much, and that's By My Standards, who seems to be developing into the wise guy horse because he looks so good on the backstretch, and sometimes those horses end up getting overbet. They do look good, but maybe there are other things about them that aren't so great.
Well, he looked good working, I'll give him that, but I don't like the way he trains every day. He's got his head and neck tucked all the way down to his chest, which does impede a horse's breathing. And I think, obviously he doesn't run like that, but I think if you're doing that every single day for months and months and months, it's got to affect your breathing down the road, and going 1.25 miles, you need to be able to breathe.
Yeah, I would say that's a good assessment there. But I do like the horse who finished behind him in the Louisiana Derby, Spinoff. A Todd Pletcher horse. Todd Pletcher's been a little under the radar this year, which is unusual. Spinoff ran a pretty good race there because he was wide, he had a wide post, he had to gun it early, used a lot of energy, and he still finished really well. So I'm kind of keen on him. I also like, and I think you do too, Long Range Toddy.
I do like Long Range Toddy. He has looked incredible on the racetrack. He is muscled up, he is ready to go. I wouldn't put it past Steve Asmussen to have backed off the horse a little bit right before the Arkansas Derby. He knows which race is the big one, and he knows how to get a horse ready for a big race. He hasn't won the Derby yet, but this could be his year. And
Asmussen's horses always run well in the Derby. Even if he hasn't won it, they always show up and run their race. He's hit the board several times. Another horse that we both agree on, that's a long shot and had a weird workout on Sunday, is Win, Win, Win. His last 2 races, terrible trips. And then he gets this weird trip in his workout where he hooks up into a mini race with the 2 Bill Mott trainees. What did you think about that?
When you have a match race in the mornings, it's always a little bit of a mistake on the rider's part, but sometimes that can't be helped. The riders handled it really well, but you gotta love the way Win 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 dug in and just went all the way to the wire, and even galloping out, he pinned his ears and wouldn't let him pass him. He did everything right.
Yeah, and he did that in his races too, where he had bad trips, but he still wanted to win, and he was very competitive. And of course, his name is Win Win Win, so why wouldn't he?
There's nothing wrong with that. Plus, you got Julian Pimentel back in the saddle.
This is his first Derby.
It's his first Derby, but he's like 38. He's been around. He's no newbie to the game.
Yeah, so that's a good one. There are several long shots that look really interesting, and of course, long shots are the fun of the Derby, and there's always one that seems to hit the board and blow up the tote board in terms of betting. So it's fun to try to figure out which one it is. All right, Chelsea, that's going to do it. Thank you for your Derby 20. We'll see that coming out tomorrow. We'll have the draw tomorrow. We'll talk about that with the Triple Crown News Minute presented by Kentucky Equine Research.
We started studying furosemide or Lasix several years ago, and one of the reasons we wanted to study it is that it's so widely used in American racehorses. The way that it works as a diuretic, is to change the way that the horse excretes electrolytes into its urine. So we did a series of studies and quantified that yes, it does have a significant impact on several electrolytes, interestingly including calcium, and that led to a new product that could help to replace the electrolytes that are lost because of furosemide treatment. So it was really turned out to be a nice product because in a way it's the antidote to furosemide. It allows you to replace all the losses that you had and the horse returns as before.
Race recovery is very important in the Bob Baffert barn. We use it after they work and after they race. It gets the electrolytes back in their system as quick as possible, and that is so important.
That's truly what KER is about, and that is testing our products, doing research, and then applying that research in the real world.